Hello adventurers, and welcome back to another episode of our Gloomhaven Guildmaster campaign playthrough. This is still the early access build of the game. We were all set at the end of the last episode to continue on into future level, but I have made the executive decision to cut the Tinkerer from the team for the time being. It felt like the Tinkerer was not holding their own too well, and I wanted to try some of the other characters. The Spellweaver here is one of my personal favorites from the board game, and so even though they give a rating on the difficulty here of the characters, and the difficulty is rated high, but I'm pretty familiar with the character, so I think we should be able to pick her up fairly quickly. And the first thing here is to review her hand to see what our options are here. So we have Fire Orbs, attack 3, range 3, target 3, gain an XP for every enemy targeted, and create fire. And there's move 3 on the bottom, kind of slow initiative. She only gets 8 cards, which I think is one of, if not the lowest of any of the characters. So over here, 10 of 10. Yeah, so she has a significantly smaller hand. 2 cards less is fairly significant because every card fewer that you have is an entire reshuffle less that your character gets. But the Spellweaver makes up for it because of reviving ether here, but we'll get to that later. Impaling Eruption. Attack 3, range 4. Target all enemies on the path to the primary target, and you gain an XP for every enemy targeted. So this is just like Fire Orbs, except you have a slightly higher upside if you can get everybody in a line. You also make earth instead of fire. Move 4 on the bottom is a little better, and it's 1 initiative worse. Then we get Reviving Ether. Recover all your burned cards. So this card is insane. It means that your lost cards or your burned cards, the ones that are gone, all come back. So she can play through her whole hand, and then she can do it a second time. And so she has a smaller hand, so it goes faster for her, but it scales pretty evenly with the other characters. And it even lets you use some of these high-powered lost cards twice. And on the bottom, move 4, jump, amazing utility. You want that extra movement on the card that you're waiting for the exact right time to play. Freezing Nova. Attack 2, target all adjacent enemies, immobilize them, and if you consume frost, you get attack 3. So she does a AoE all around her of ice, and then has heal 4, range 4 on the bottom. So big, long range burst heal, creating light. Mana Bolt. Attack 2, range 3, and if you consume any element, you gain a damage and an XP. And then she has heal 3, range 1 on the bottom. This is an amazing card, and at initiative 7, even better. You can't ask for more on a card, basically. Frost Armor. Attack 2, range 3, again, if you consume any element, you gain an extra damage and extra experience. On the next 2 sources of damage, 2 you suffer no damage instead, but it's a lost card. For the bottom half, Flame Strike. Attack 3, range 2, you get wound if you consume fire, which is beautiful right after Fire Orbs. And then attack 2, range 2 on the bottom, also just pretty good. Ride the Wind. Loot 1 on top. So loot actions are usually best on top. When they're on bottom, they're competing with movement. And then move 8, jump, create wind is a lost card on the bottom. Wow. Move 8. That basically puts you anywhere on the map with how small the maps are. Crackling Air. On your next 4 attacks, add +1 damage, and if you consume wind, add 2 to the attack instead. So this pairs well with the Brute because the Brute has his Leaping Cleave where he creates air. And so then our Spellweaver, if comboed perfectly, can use that to add 2 damage to her attacks. And then move 3. If you consume fire, retaliate 2 on self. I don't think this card is amazing. You are sacrificing a turn where you would do an attack to set up that top action, and it's a lost card. We can only afford to play so many lost cards, even though we can get them back. And I don't think that this is what we want to go to. Hardened Spikes. Retaliate 2. Affects self and all adjacent allies. If you consume Earth, you get +1 Retaliate and 2 XP, but that's a lost move. Being able to retaliate 2 on a turn, I mean, it feels really good on the Brute if he's going to take like a ton of damage from the skeletons, and he's armored up so he's not taking that much damage himself. But again, it's competing for a lost card slot when we only have 8 cards in hand. Yeah. Move 3, shield 2 on self. Oh, you only get the shield 2 if you consume ice. Probably pass on that. Aid from the Ether. Heal 3, range 3, and summon Mystic Ally. The Mystic Ally has 2 health, 2 movement, 3 attack, and 2 range. I love this. I love that you can have an ally, a summon that with a range attack, decent damage, and then the rest of the time you have healing on the card. Seems pretty good. Okay, so we have to figure out what we're going to drop to be able to get this. And it can never be this card. This card has to be in your hand at all times. Otherwise, the character is unplayable. Honestly, it might be this one, Impaling Eruption. Because it's competing for this lost card slot. As it is, we're playing Aid from the Ether, so this, when you use the summon, is a lost card. And then here, Fire Orbs is a lost card. I love Fire Orbs. 3 damage. Like, this is a 9 damage card. This is the highest damage card we've ever seen. And it's easy to set this up. This is a higher damage card at 12 damage, but you have to have enemies in a row of 4 spaces, all connected. And that basically never happens. Freezing Nova also is not very good. Attack 2, target all adjacent enemies and immobilize. I mean, immobilizing them and then running away is a viable play. I wonder if we want to take that. Or if we want to drop Freezing Nova to bring Impaling Eruption. We get the extra good initiative. Because otherwise we're kind of slow. 7, 20, 36. Adding the 20 in there feels pretty good. Yeah, I think we'll run with this build. Okay, so then just to show the equipment that she's bringing, I switched the Eagle Eye goggles from the Tinkerer over to the Spellweaver because she has these beautiful AoE attacks, lining up Fire Orbs where you have advantage on all of your attacks, and then she has Minor Power Potion here. This is a starter item. You get +1 attack to your entire attack action, so that means that Fire Orbs is suddenly a 12 damage attack with advantage on all of them to flip good modifiers. And then her armor is Cloak of Invisibility. During your turn, gain Invisible. When you're invisible, you cannot be targeted, but enemies still cannot move through you, so you can do tricky things like block off portions of rooms because of obstacles or stand in doorways. Quite fun. Quite fun to mess with them while invisible. Alright. We're going to load into the challenge that has been our nemesis, the Umbran League. We have an encounter. At a crossroads, you see an ornate wooden shrine with a slot for passing travelers to make offerings of gold in the hope of receiving a blessing. Smash the shrine and take the gold. I don't have enough gold to make these large offerings, but I can make a small offering. I think we will make a small offering. You put a meager amount of coins in the slot and wait. Nothing happens. You continue down the road, wondering whether you might have been rewarded had you been more generous. We lose 5 gold. And get nothing! Well, some monk is going to enjoy that. Alright, we have already read this. Alright, we will cross our fingers and hope that the Spellweaver pulls more weight than the Tinkerer. It's going to be hard to fill the shoes of the Scoundrel. The Scoundrel is already doing very good for us. Able to move so quickly and do so much damage. Cultists, yes. Trainer, I have already fought the undead. You need not explain them. Okay. So, this is kind of fun. It gives us a view at how the game scales with different party sizes. We have fewer enemies to deal with here than we did when we brought 3 characters. It is also actually different than another run that I made at this. The elite apparently is random, what enemy becomes elite. So we get a living bones that's elite this time, whereas before I'd had a cultist. Okay, so how do we want to open up? Provoking Roar is pretty much always a good opening. That would be able to disarm this guy. The other option is opening with Balanced Measure, Grab and Go. Balanced Measure, Grab and Go means that we would try and one-shot one of these guys, one of the little skeletons, get a kind of a head start on the level. Hoping that there's basically enough space between us so that they don't just crash into us, but I kind of want the Brute to be able to advance to give space for the Spellweaver. Spellweaver is very fragile, has half the health of the Brute. Was there something that mattered for creating air for the Spellweaver? I guess kinda. Because the Spellweaver can consume any element to gain bonuses here. One, two, three. Ah, man. I kind of want to open up with fire orbs here. In which case I would not want to have him create air. The empowered fire orbs would definitely give us a head start on this level. The alternative is we summon aid from the ether and we just cast I mean it's identical to the mana bolt. We cast our little bolt. Sure. Let's do that. Let's get aid from the ether up. Okay. So the living bones are moving. These guys are not going to get into range, which is excellent, but they are going to heal back any damage that we do to them. Meanwhile, the cultists also not going to be able to get into range, though they will heal. And it is this big guy that's going to be the problem, because he can move 2 spaces. So running the brute up here, I'll go ahead and continue. I think we want to run the brute up here to disarm him. Then we'll skip the rest of the movement and throw up the disarm. Okay, Spellweaver. Yeah, bring up the Mystic Ally. Hey, it looks like us. We get the stat line there at the bottom of the tooltip. Nice. Okay, now we cast. I think we just hit the cultist. Bad modifier, but that's okay. So he's going to heal, and then this whole block is going to advance. Oh yes, and also going to heal a little bit. Okay. Skewer would be nice. I like using overwhelming assault here. We can move and then shove this skeleton into the trap. Which means that we want to pick something for a little bit of speed here. We could actually take Warding Strength, which would give us another push. Potentially cause more disruption. We could also take Spare Dagger for a little bit faster move and the XP. I like that. We'll throw the dagger, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, take the 27. And then here, we want to play out Fire Orbs. I think this is our big attack. Our big attack turn. Fire Orbs, and we will use Mana Bolt. I might use Mana Bolt because I want to use Flame Strike here to eat up the fire that I create here. I think that's the play. So even though it's only going to be 2 damage, it gives us the initiative advantage. It will also give us some info on how much damage we do with the fire orbs to let the brute know who to attack. Ooh, they're moving fast. They're shielding and healing, but we go first. Move to attack 1, so the cultists are not too scary here. The Mystic Ally, I do not get to control. I just summon, and it attacks right here. Okay. Because I can use it to attack these guys, but they are just going to heal. They're going to heal back 2 of the damage I deal, so it doesn't feel like a great time to use it. I could wait for the reshuffle to use it, and In which case I'm just going to finish off this cultist. Which I guess is fine, right? Cast Mana Bolt here. Got him? We lost our +2 though. Okay, and then we can reposition. I think getting away is probably a good idea. Yeah, I like this. So now all the skeletons go, they will armor up. I love the art design here with giving the undead like multiple limbs. The necromancer is either making mistakes or trying to augment their crazy followers. And now we chuck the spare dagger at Mr. Cultist. Pop. And we will take a step up. Skip movement. Target you. And we're going to push you like so. Nice. The cultist, I think, can only move one space. No, he can move two. Okay. Well, he drew a bad modifier, so no damage. This is going fantastic for us so far. I kind of want to use Warding Strength to be able to push this guy into this trap, which will finish him off. That'll take care of the elite. So then all I have to do is be able to move like 3 spaces. Which I guess means grab and go. Okay. Why do we still have Ride the Wind? Ride the Wind should definitely be eliminated. Didn't I drop that card? That card should be traded like in a heartbeat for the whatever Earth Strike. Well, we will use Flame Strike and we will use Ride the Wind for repositioning. And then we'll use, depending on how the turn plays out, we'll try and set up Freezing Nova for the next turn. We're all going slow. The cultist is summoning. The skeletons are waking up to do damage. Okay. I don't want him to summon, but you can just kill this elite, which is also really important. Okay, Mystic Ally. Yes, attack the cultists. No! No, why would you? So the rules of targeting when people are equidistant from a monster, they go for the lower initiative. If I go here, the skeletons, I think, will go for the brute. So I should actually be safe here. And it's moving me closer toward the door and the loot, which is why I like it. Yep, so he's going to attack here. And we will, of course, play to negate that. This guy's... no. Oh, yes! Crit fail, the summon is still alive! And the Spellweaver can't take too many more of those, but we can take one. Okay. Okay. We can take Eye for an Eye, that gives us a heal. And then we can take... what looks good? I want to push the Spellweaver here with Freezing Nova and Reviving Ether. We're going to walk in the middle of them and then do a burst of damage on all of them. That means, like, if we could move 4, Skewer would be good right here. But can we move that far? I guess we can. We can use our boots and pull it off. We'll do that. And just hope that their initiative is really slow. Well, it's not. Their initiative is fast, and they heal. He's the only one getting the benefit from the healing, so we can recover from this. We can work with this. They are going to be very stubborn and not take much damage now. It does give us a break. We can just pick up loot, I guess. Ah, wonderful. Man, this summon, he's already done like 12 damage. Totally worth it. I do get to immobilize all of them. This is like still the perfect chance to get in here. It's not going to do any damage, but if I draw good modifiers, hey, 1 damage and 6 prevented by the armor. Alright. Oh wait, no, undo. Move with the boots. Get me over here. Let me pick up this coin. Skip the movement, and then we will skewer these guys. Hey, there's a boon. We got the crit. The blessing from the shrine. That 5 gold paid off. We didn't think it did anything, but came through when we needed it. Okay. Easy decisions here, and here we do our first short rest. No, not fire orbs. Ah. Okay, you can take a damage to redraw a different card. The problem with the Spellweaver is you can never do this in case the card that you lose is Reviving Ether, because if you lose Reviving Ether, your lifespan in the game is cut in half. So we lose Fire Orbs here without ever being able to use it. Tragic. Man, that really makes me mad. It does mean that we could simply replay Freezing Nova here, which seems like it would not be a bad choice. And then I can take Reviving Ether to jump toward the door, or I'll use Ride the Wind just to land on the loot, I think. The Living Bones going slow. We should be able to deal with them. That's the goal. Though we do not have a lot of damage coming out of the Brute this turn. Heal 2, range 1, create. Okay. Okay, things are starting to come together. So we're going to... Yeah, we're gonna Juggernaut up here to hit this guy. Ah, oh, bad modifier. Then we're gonna heal back our flimsy spellcaster. Yes. Our summon still putting in the work. And now we cast the Freezing Nova. Okay. And we move toward the door. He's immobilized, so he can't go anywhere. This is rest time for the brute. I think we actually turn it into a long rest here, because then we are going to get his hide armor back and his Heather shield back. I think so. Yeah, they're both items that you tap. So long rest there, and then from here we can use just the basic mana bolt, and then the reviving ether if we want to open the door, or the flame strike for the extra damage. So then our other combo would be the frost armor reviving ether. Okay, I'll take that combo. There we go. That's kind of, I like, it feels nice in the board game when you're able to kind of hold cards in your hand and switch them up so that they are paired together with what cards you want to go together. Mana bolt. Oh no, I didn't select it. Consume. We would have killed him. I gotta remember to do that to actually use this. It would have given us an XP too. Well, it was our crit, so we got that. End the turn. And here we take our long rest, perform long rest, and we drop Overwhelming Assault, probably. Probably. Yeah, we'll lose Overwhelming Assault. Burn Overwhelming Assault. The other, then our things are the slow combo. Okay, so we're gonna use our slow combo here. And that means that you need to open the door, which is exactly what move 4 is good for. Here we go. So we have gold in the corner, trap in the corner, the elite cultists, normal cultists, normal living bones, no treasures. And the bones are healing and shielding, the cultists are moving and attacking. So anywhere I move inside the room would be in the danger zone for the cultists, but if I just back up a single space, it should be safe. It means that I don't get to attack, but I do not get attacked either. And for the Spellweaver, that is important. This is actually really good for us because the skeletons are in the corners of the room and they're just pausing this turn Meanwhile, the cultists that are closer to us are going to get even closer to us. And so then we can finish them off first, hopefully before they summon just unstoppable masses of undead. The brute rushes in. Can he one-shot him? Yes! +1. Cha! We got it. And the turn there. Okay. Everything played out exactly as we wanted to for that round, so things are going good so far. We're going to use Provoking Roar. This will let us disarm somebody who looks like they are going to be a problem. And then we are going to use... what do we want to play as the Spellweaver? I think we take our short rest here. Short rest, so we lose Ride the Wind. This is the card that we want to lose because we don't want it in our deck at all. Excellent. We would really like, well, Fire Orbs is gone. We are a lot less exciting without Fire Orbs. And when our summon is so far away that they can't be helpful. Because they're just going to move up here and then not going to be able to hit anything again. Wonderful. But it would be nice if there was a element created. Give us a little bit more damage. We're moving out of 10, that's super fast, so we'll take Leaping Cleave to be able to help out with the element creation. Which means we play Frost Armor, and then we go into Flame Strike, into Reviving Ether. I think we go... or Freezing Nova. We might just take Freezing Nova, because then we pair one of these attacks with the Ether to reposition more next round. Right now we're pretty happy. Brute's in the doorway, we're right behind. They're all going to target him. This is exactly what we want. So, yeah, Freezing Nova. I don't think she's going... we're going to put the Spellweaver in a place where she will use that burst. So they are summoning. And the skeletons are moving and attacking now. Okay. Well... here's the thing. No, let's get the gold. I was debating between these spaces. Basically, if I moved here, then this skeleton would not be able to get to me, but both of these would. And if I'm here, one of these does, and he does. Just a wash. Well, it's not a wash, because this way I pick up gold. Unfortunately, the summon cannot pick up gold for you. I wish he could. Okay, but now we can use our Frost Armor. Our Frost Armor attack. Make sure that we click this. And then send out the missiles. Nice. Do we even want to move? No. The bones are all going to come to us. So we'll end the Spellweaver's turn here. We could make a play where she stands in the doorway and goes invisible if we want to cycle out the brute. But, I mean, he's doing fine right now. It would probably be good for him to set up some more armor, though. Because he's going to be taking a beating. Yeah, here's Warding... well, or Juggernaut. Juggernaut would negate the next 3 sources of damage. Could be pretty good. And then we could still play Skewer. Unfortunately, the Skewer is the one that doesn't have a good spot to attack from. Bear Dagger gives us an experience. I think we do take Juggernaut here for the damage mitigation, and then we play Eye for an Eye for initiative and healing. Though, I mean, we could just as easily say that we do that, and then we also play Warding Strength. The thing is, you just don't know when the enemies are going to come up with their high damage attacks or not. And that's what makes the difference between is Juggernaut better or is Warding Strength better. We're in a place where we are going to be taking a number of attacks, so this could be, like, it's guaranteed Warding Strength is going to be good. We'll make the trade. Okay. Over here... I mean, we're stuck with just some kind of deads. Unfortunately, if I move up, well, my summon is going to be right here because they go right before me. So they'll be here. Then the skeletons are going to come and they're going to try and kill him. Yeah, we do not do a ton of damage. Okay, so the cultist is attacking and moving, and the bones also just, they're doing their basic behavior. Ooh. Okay, so this combo played out a little differently than I thought it was going to. I thought that I was going to play the bottom of both cards. I don't know why I thought that, but that is what I thought. So, first up, we're going to armor up. Next, we are going to do Retaliate 2 on self, and we will gain an experience every time we retaliate. We've never used this, but this is actually the perfect time to do it, when we are surrounded by enemies and full health, armored up. This is going to be great. Okay, let's see how this plays out. So the cultist tries to attack. He does get the +1 modifier, so we'll block one of that. Take 2 damage, and then retaliate. The Mystic Ally comes in. Only 1 damage. But at this point, he's done more damage than any other, like, single card. So, I'm not regretting him. Unfortunately, these are very short range abilities, so... What shows us all our cards? This? Yeah, we're still a ways away from actually using the top of Reviving Ether, so we are just going to move. I could jump all the way over here, but making it here I think is the safest. Kill the cultist. I imagine that's the play. Even though he's already gone this turn. Yeah, we'll go invisible. We're kind of standing in harm's way. This way we won't get attacked. And we protect our summon this way. It's a big advantage. So we armor off the damage and we retaliate. Then everybody else takes their swing. Oh, it's glorious. I even got the bad modifier. So I only took 1 damage that turn, and I dealt 6. Maybe this is going to make me rethink how good Retaliate is. Maybe. Okay, Spare Dagger into Skewer. And then here, Short Rests. We lose Frost Armor. It's too bad. Frost Armor would have been, well, it wouldn't have been amazing actually. Okay, what do we have? Well, we have Flame Strike again. That is our highest damage, it looks like. And we can use Freezing Nova to heal up the Brute, right? Oh, we can use Mana Bolt to heal up the Brute. Look at that. Let's definitely do that. Okay, ooh. So they do all their attacks to one guy. Mystic Ally is still trying to help. This kind of changes what I want to do because I am going to be the lower initiative. This guy's going to do all his attacks into me. Well, I think we just let it happen. We go for killing this guy. And then healing the Brute here. Where the Brute will... Yeah, I don't have the movement to get a good skewer off unless I, well, yeah, I just don't. So... I think we just go for killing this guy so that he doesn't pile into the Spellweaver. That is 1 damage. Will the skewer finish him off? Yes. Sweet. Well, we're doing very good here. It'd be nice if we could kind of clean up some of the loot, but that's a bonus. I wish we still had the Retaliate up. Ooh, there's the crit. Yep. We burn Juggernaut for that. And we'll just take that damage. We lose Skewer. Sad to see it go. And then... I mean, Leaping Cleave here is in a great position to be effective. And Provoking Roar... No, Eye for an Eye. Eye for an Eye will heal us. At least a little. Whereas here we have these guys. Okay. So, do your damage. Oh, wow. Crit, baby. Okay, so what do we have lined up here? We have attack 2. Will that be enough to actually finish him? Plus this? I think it is. I mean, there's a chance that it's not, but I want to pick up the gold. Mystic Ally. Ah, oh, Mystic Ally draws the crit. I love it. We have no looting. I had no XP on these cards either. So we just go for the gold. I have to select the attack. Skip attack. End the turn. Sweet. This branch of the cult is no more, but they are still active in other parts of the realm. This won't be the last you see of them. Oh, knowing Gloomhaven, I was sure of that. Alright. Yes, the Spellweaver is like comfort food to me. I played her so many rounds in the board game. I love it. And the thing is, like, it's still... Well, it's also... I played her long enough ago that it seems fresh. She does get to be a little bit repetitive because she has such a small hand size and you kind of play the same hand twice. But there's enough thinking that you may do with the different elemental combos. I've done a deal with a local trinket maker to make some interesting talismans. Come and have a look. You might find them useful. Alright. So, the Brute is actually almost to level 3, but this is where he is going to take a break for a moment. And that leaves us with a decision on who next to bring in as the backup for the Spellweaver. Will it be the Mind Thief or will it be the Cragheart? Find out in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Teddy Ninja, and this is our Gloomhaven Guildmaster campaign. Loving the early access of this game so far. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a good one.